Hi, the topic we're going to cover today is mapping. Mapping is a step that takes place during the upload process, but it only takes place for Excel files, not for PDFs. And that's primarily because Excel files from brands or manufacturers can have a lot of different data in them. Often they'll have 60, 70 different columns in the spreadsheets. And so we make an attempt to interpret which ones map to our core data model, but we actually ask you to take a step to review that process along the way. So when you upload a document, I'm going to go ahead and drag in a file from the North Face, which you'll see here, and then I'm going to upload that file. Now, what's going to take place is once the file is uploaded, the job kicks off, and it's going to go through and do an analysis of the file and then present a mapping review for you. And you'll see this will take place automatically. The system will actually take you from here directly into the mapping screen. And what you have at the top are the core fields in our data model, like name, brand, style, description, tagline, features, images, and price. We have a large bucket for any kind of attributes. And then at the bottom, we essentially show you the columns from the spreadsheet, and we show you some of the rows that are in the spreadsheet. This way, you don't have to have the spreadsheet kind of, directly open on a different place. You can see it in here. So let's see how the system did. It mapped correctly product name to product name. Brand, it did not map because there's not a column for it, but we will infer that from the name in the file and the types of products. The style ID, we pulled from the column SAP because this is a unique identifier across those rows, so it correctly interpreted that. The description, it pulled something called usage statement. So you can scroll over and look for usage statement to see kind of what it picked. And this is it here, which is generally a pretty good description. But if you found something that you preferred in this document, you could replace it with that other column simply by deleting that and then dragging a new one over. So just as an example, we'll do that. Not that this is a correct mapping, but I can take this tech icon and drag it up and you'll see it's mapped. It did not pick anything for tagline. Again, you can look through, your file, and if you found something that you think would be a good tagline for the product, map it. But in this case, I'm not sure that there really is one. For features, you'll see that it did pick up to 16 of the feature columns and correctly put those in an array. It did not find any images or price to drag in. And then the final section I'll talk about are just the attributes. So attributes could be things like fabric, it could be country of origin, it could be waterproofing, etc. So you can take a look and see what it pulled out as specific attributes that you might like to store in the database, including things like colors as well. So all of those can stay in here, but if for some reason you wanted to remove some of these, you can, and you could certainly, drag additional items into here as well if you felt it made sense. So that's essentially the mapping process. It's straightforward. You can adjust it as you see fit. We can clean up the tech icon and go back to the usage statement. I'll do that real quick before we actually kick off the ingestion. So I'll take this, drag it back up to description. And generally anything with the green column means it's already mapped. So you can reject it if you want or cancel this operation, come back to it later. But when you confirm and process, this actually kicks off the job now to do the ingestion. And what it's going to do is go through and read the spreadsheet and import the products. We won't stick around for the end of this, but it's going to find almost 1,200 or 1,300 products from the spreadsheet, which you can then go back and review. One thing I wanted to call out just as a reminder is that any document that's been imported, if you delete it, it will delete any products that were imported from that document in any brand technology. So if you want to retry this and reprocess it, you can. Just know that when you delete the document, you're going to actually delete any products imported under that document, that technology. And that keeps it clean. Thank you for listening.